Panic attacks are more common than you might think. About 40 million adults in the US experience anxiety disorders each year. That's nearly 1 in 5 people. What's even more surprising is that many people suffer in silence, unaware of what's happening to their bodies and minds. Imagine feeling like you're losing control, like your heart is racing, and you can't catch your breath, but there's no clear reason why. This is what a panic attack feels like, and it can hit anyone at any time. In this video, we're going to dive deep into what panic attacks really are and, most importantly, how to handle them. You'll discover strategies that can help you stay calm during an attack, techniques that don't just treat the symptoms, but tackle the root causes of panic. We'll look at the science behind panic, uncover the hidden triggers, and show you simple, powerful ways to manage anxiety with mindfulness. Stick with us, because by the end, you'll understand panic attacks like never before, and you'll have the tools you need to face them head-on. Ready to take control? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The Storm Inside. Understanding panic attacks. A panic attack can feel like a thunderstorm inside your mind and body. One moment, you're calm, and the next, you're hit by a wave of terror. Your heart races, your chest tightens, and breathing feels almost impossible. In fact, the symptoms of a panic attack can mimic those of a heart attack, making it especially scary. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, 1 in 11 people will experience a panic attack at some point in their lives. It's more common than most people realize, and understanding it is the first step to taking control. So, what exactly is happening? When you feel intense fear, your body activates the fight or flight response. This is an ancient survival mechanism that gets triggered when your brain perceives danger, even if there's no real threat. The brain sends signals to release adrenaline, which speeds up your heart rate, increases blood pressure, and prepares your muscles to move. But when this response is triggered out of nowhere, it becomes overwhelming. You may feel dizzy, nauseous, or as though you're about to lose control. What's interesting is that panic attacks can happen without a clear reason. Sometimes, even a small trigger, like a crowded room or a sudden change in environment, can set it off. But other times, it happens completely out of the blue. Research shows that anxiety sensitivity, the fear of experiencing anxiety, can actually make people more prone to panic attacks. The more you fear the feeling of anxiety, the more likely your body is to react in panic. Panic attacks can leave you feeling helpless, but there's hope. It's important to remember that panic is a temporary feeling. Knowing this can help you regain control during an attack. The more you learn about your panic attacks, the easier it becomes to reduce their intensity. But there's a deeper question: what can you do when you're caught in the middle of it? That's where mindfulness comes in. Chapter 2. The Anatomy of Anxiety. Breaking down the panic response. Understanding the biology behind panic attacks is a game changer in learning how to manage them. When you experience a panic attack, your brain's amygdala, the emotional center, goes into overdrive. It signals the body to produce stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones flood your body, preparing you for a fight or flight response. This reaction is designed to protect you from real danger, but it can get out of hand if the threat is imagined or exaggerated. Mindfulness techniques help you interrupt this automatic response. When you focus on your breath or the sensations in your body, you shift your attention away from the threat. This allows your mind and body to recalibrate. Studies have shown that people who practice mindfulness regularly have lower levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. Mindfulness encourages your body to enter a state of calm, even in stressful situations. Another strategy is grounding yourself in the present moment. When panic strikes, your mind may race with thoughts like, "I'm going to die" or "I can't breathe." These thoughts only increase the anxiety. Instead of allowing these thoughts to spiral, mindfulness teaches you to observe them without judgment. You can acknowledge, "I'm feeling anxious right now," but that doesn't mean you have to act on it. By separating yourself from these feelings, you regain control. Researchers at the University of California found that individuals who practice mindfulness can lower their anxiety levels by 50% in as little as 8 weeks. Mindfulness doesn't erase panic, but it makes it easier to manage. It helps you see panic attacks for what they are, temporary and manageable experiences. Don't forget to subscribe. By subscribing, you'll get more practical tips and strategies to help manage panic attacks and anxiety in future videos. Chapter 3. Breathe through the chaos. Mindful breathing for panic relief when a panic attack strikes. One of the most powerful tools you have is your breath. In fact, mindful breathing can be the difference between spiraling into panic and regaining control. The way we breathe directly impacts how we feel. Shallow, rapid breathing triggers the fight or flight response, while slow, deep breathing activates the relaxation response. One of the most effective breathing techniques for calming panic attacks is the 4-7-8 method. This method involves inhaling through your nose for a count of 4, holding your breath for a count of 7, and then exhaling slowly for a count of 8. This simple practice helps slow your heart rate, ease muscle tension, and quiet the mind. It's like hitting the reset button for your nervous system. Breathing exercises work by engaging the parasympathetic nervous system, which counteracts the fight or flight response. In a study published in the Journal of Clinical Psychology, participants who practiced deep breathing saw a significant decrease in anxiety levels. This is because deep breathing increases oxygen flow to the brain and helps restore balance to the body's stress response. Another helpful technique is called box breathing. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and pause for another 4 before starting again. It's called box breathing because of the equal timing for each step. This method not only calms your nervous system but also helps improve focus and concentration. Breathing isn't just a reaction to panic, it's a preventative tool, too. Incorporating mindful breathing into your daily routine strengthens your ability to stay calm when panic strikes. Even just 5 minutes of deep breathing every day can build emotional resilience over time. This practice teaches your body to breathe slowly and deeply, making it easier to stay calm during moments of stress. So next time you feel panic creeping in, remember, your breath is one of the most powerful tools you have. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more helpful strategies to manage stress and anxiety. Chapter 4. The Power of Now. Cultivating presence in panic moments. When panic strikes, one of the most important things you can do is bring your focus to the present moment. Anxiety thrives on thoughts about the past or future, but mindfulness helps break that cycle by anchoring you in the here and now. This strategy is known as grounding, and it's incredibly effective in the midst of a panic attack. One simple method is the 5-4-3-2-1 technique, where you name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This exercise shifts your attention away from your anxiety and helps you reconnect with your environment. When you focus on your senses, the mind can't stay trapped in anxious thoughts. Another grounding method is body scanning. Start by focusing on your toes and work your way up through your body, paying attention to how each part feels. You don't need to change anything, just notice the sensations. Research has shown that body scanning activates the areas of the brain responsible for calmness, allowing you to reduce your stress levels and focus more clearly. In one study, participants who practiced mindfulness through body scanning reported a 40% decrease in their anxiety levels. Being present also means accepting the feelings of anxiety without judgment. The more you resist the panic, the stronger it becomes. Mindfulness teaches you to observe your emotions without labeling them as good or bad. As author John Kabat-Zinn says, you can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. By accepting anxiety without judgment, you stop feeding it with fear, which eventually allows it to pass. Practicing mindfulness in moments of panic is like building a muscle. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to stay grounded. And the better you get at staying present, the less power anxiety has over you. In fact, research suggests that people who regularly practice mindfulness have a greater ability to remain calm during stressful situations, making it a vital tool for dealing with panic. Chapter 5. Mindfulness Under Fire. Turning panic into your teacher. What if instead of fighting panic attacks, you use them as an opportunity for growth? This mindset shift is one of the most powerful ways to reduce the fear that comes with panic attacks. Instead of viewing anxiety as something to avoid, you can learn to see it as a signal to deepen your mindfulness practice. When you experience a panic attack, try to ask yourself, what is my body trying to tell me? Often, anxiety arises because your body is out of balance, whether due to stress, lack of sleep, or poor nutrition. By recognizing panic as a cue to care for yourself, you begin to respond to it with compassion instead of fear. Mindfulness encourages self-compassion, which can change how you relate to anxiety. Instead of criticizing yourself for having a panic attack, treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. Kristen Neff, a leading researcher on self-compassion, explains, self-compassion involves being kind and understanding when confronted with personal failings. By applying this to moments of panic, you reduce the shame and guilt that often accompany anxiety. One study published in the Journal of Anxiety Disorders found that individuals who practice self-compassion during panic attacks experience less anxiety and quicker recovery. This suggests that treating yourself with compassion is not only emotionally supportive but also physiologically helpful. Chapter 6. Building Your Calm. Daily Habits for Preventing Panic. While it's important to know how to manage panic attacks in the moment, prevention is just as crucial. The more you practice mindfulness, the less likely you are to experience overwhelming panic. There are several daily habits you can build to strengthen your mind and body against stress. One effective habit is meditation. According to research from Harvard Medical School, just 10 minutes of meditation each day can reduce anxiety and promote emotional well-being. Meditation helps train your mind to focus, calm your thoughts, and stay grounded during stressful moments. Over time, it strengthens the areas of the brain responsible for regulating emotions, making it easier to stay calm when anxiety arises. Another powerful habit is regular physical activity. Exercise has been shown to reduce anxiety by releasing endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals. Studies have found that people who exercise regularly are less likely to experience panic attacks. Whether it's walking, yoga, or more intense workouts, moving your body helps reduce the physical tension that often accompanies anxiety. Sleep is another critical factor in reducing panic attacks. Poor sleep can make you more susceptible to anxiety, while a good night's rest can help you face challenges with a clear mind. In fact, research from the Sleep Foundation found that people who get 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night have a 30% lower risk of developing anxiety disorders. Nourishing your body with healthy foods is also essential. Eating a balanced diet helps stabilize blood sugar levels, which can prevent mood swings and anxiety spikes. Studies show that people who eat a diet rich in whole foods, like vegetables, fruits, and lean proteins, report lower levels of stress and anxiety. Finally, practicing gratitude is a simple but powerful habit. Writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day can shift your focus from stress to appreciation. Research from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology shows that gratitude can reduce anxiety and increase overall well-being by 25%. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on building a life with less stress and greater peace of mind.